Hello, Luciano Floridi. Welcome. Welcome to the web conference.
Thank you.
Your conference today, your keynote talk was absolutely fascinating. And we're very, very happy to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about your work right now and what brings you here to the web conference?
Thank you. What brought me here first, it was an unmissable opportunity to engage with some of the best people in the field. The conference is the conference during the year where we discuss web-related matters. And when I was invited, it was a privilege, but also very selfishly a pleasure I could not miss. So I'm very grateful for the invitation. And in terms of what I'm working on at the moment, maybe a key word could suffice to summarize everything I'm doing at the moment. I'm working on digital governance. In other words, what do we do with all these fantastic digital technologies that we have and we are developing? So not so much digital innovation, but what happens once you have all this enormous power to change the world, to do the right thing, to modify, for good or for bad, human lives. How do we govern all this?
And now you're a philosopher, and you teach philosophy. And going back to your talk today, you ended on a note of humanity and how we can use these technologies to serve humanity in a good way, and that it would take certain structures and rules to make that better. Can you expand a little bit on that and where the opportunities could be?
Yes, in the talk I ended by referring to what I like to call the human project. Every society, small, big, tiny, ancient, future, if you scratch the surface, it has a project. In other words, it looks at itself and says, maybe implicitly, what would I like to be when I grow up? It could be Athens 5th century before Christ, it could be Rome imperial, it could be Washington yesterday, or Europe today. What do you want to be when you become what you are getting there anyway? So there's a bit of planning, and this human project normally is implicit. We just buy it, as it were. We are born in a society and we decide, oh, when I grow up, etc. Now, my invitation is, because we are living in a very special time, a unique time in the history of humanity. The world has never been digital before, is becoming digital now. We will see amazing things in millennia to come, but this transition is unique. Well, at this time, we have the opportunity to shape our human project, the human project for a digital society as we would like to see it happening. Now, that seems to me the real challenge today. And it comes with a couple of points that maybe I can expand if you give me one more minute. One, we have a bit of legacy. Part of our project is where we come from, which is empowering and enabling individuals. We need to keep that. That's chapter one. You want to have that in your book. What's chapter two? Well, chapter two is our social project. We, the people, to refer to the American Constitution, what do we want as we, the people, as opposed to you and me? Well, we, the people, have the power to things that are unprecedented, and I think Europe has a good chance to have a wonderful human project for we the people as a unity socially.
And I'd like to, that's fascinating, and I'd like to touch a little bit on the subject that you talked about, the coordination complex, which I think is, for me, in listening to your talk, was definitely the kind of at the center of this notion of project and human project, to say, okay, now how can we use these tools in a way that's not just self-serving in reaching that point of self and satisfaction, but in terms of a coordination and satisfying that. And my question is, in what way do you see that this could serve possibly on a government or on a country level?
You're right, and I think that good companies, or serious, mature companies, especially in the digital world, are now realizing that a better society is good for business as well. that the quick money that comes with develop something, sell it, go on holiday is not a long-term plan, is not a strategy. Now, some companies have known this now for some time. There are sort of older companies. An example in mind could be IBM, for example, which has been around for a long time, invest heavily in social good enterprise, etc. Some companies have got there later. Again, just to mention a company which is around us, Microsoft, for example, is now much more involved in research and development, long-term planning, is clearly a company that is there to contribute to social good. Some other companies are learning as we speak because they're much younger, like Facebook. But I trust they will get there as well. Now, this transition from young, medium, and mature company means that a company becomes a good corporate citizen. It contributes to the social welfare with a double strategy of good profit and business, good society, where that percolates through and makes everybody's life a little bit better. Now, that is the world in which we want to live. It's a project, and it's a hard project. It's running uphill, but it is doable, and that's where we should make an effort.
Well, thank you, Luciano. It's been such a pleasure to have you and to have you at the web conference.
Thank you.